And now, welcome to the stage, Ruby Rocket.
Well, hello there. What are you giggling at? You looking at me? I'm looking at you. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to her. But I could talk to you, too. What's your name? Deanna. Deanna? It's nice to meet you, Deanna. You come here often? My name's Rocket. Ruby Rocket. I come here all the time. I almost never leave. Thirsty? Oh, you got your own drink, okay. Listen, I want to tell you a little story. You interested? Yeah. How about I'll tell you a little story, and if you like it, you can buy me a drink and we can have a little dance. If you don't like it, we can have a little dance and you can buy me a drink. Either way, you win. Sound good? Yeah. But I need some help from somebody because I don't have a very good memory on account. I like to drink. And I don't have a very good mind for details. So it makes me a really good detective. I don't get lost in the little things. So, can I get a suggestion of what's something valuable that you'd hate to lose? Not an animal, so I'm not a fucking pet detective. But an actual item like a wedding ring or a string of pearls.
False teeth. Wristwatch.
You know, it just so happens there was a case about a jade egg. It was a very, very interesting case. I'm going to tell you that one. It was March. It had been sunny for a few days, but the rains had come back. Kashigo's always cold and rainy in March. And that little spring visit is just such a tease. Left us all wanting more. The way a beautiful woman like Deanna might leave somebody. It was my birthday, but nobody knew. There wasn't anybody really to know, except Rick. Rick and I grew up together. He's a cop. He's the only person who knew my birthday, but he was as handsome as he was dumb. So he never remembered my birthday anyway. I decided I would just go downstairs to the burlesque show. Maybe take in a little bit of dancing, whiskey. I always bring my own. And that's when I saw her. She was swinging around a mink. The head of the mink kept hitting the ground. It was both beautiful and brutal, the way a woman like Deanna might be. I watched her mesmerized. Couldn't take my eyes off. Her moves, her legs. When she would shimmy, my heart would shimmy. And she broke that mink right in two. It was amazing. I waited around till after the show. And she came and joined me. Sat right next to me, as if she had been waiting for me all night long.
Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes? I know you, you know.
I know you. I mean, I feel like I know you. How do you know me?
You're that lady detective, ain't you?
That's right. My name's Rocket. Ruby Rocket.
That's a weird name.
What's weird about it?
It's the most beautiful name I ever heard.
Well,
Well-
not weird, that's just beautiful.
You can be both.
I guess. Woo! I love weird and beautiful.
And I guess I'm in luck.
That's you sure are. You're very weird.
Listen here, Ruby, I've been waiting for you to come in. I need a favor. I don't got a lot of money, but something important to me has gone missing, Ruby.
Why don't you tell me about it?
See, Ruby, it belonged to my mother. It's her jade egg. I never knew what she did with it, but it seemed real important to her. She kept it right in the table by her bedside. She told me to never go looking for it.
How'd you even know about it? Seems like something a mother might not want to share with her daughter.
I thought it was weird she brought it up so often, but she made sure that I knew it was there and that I should never go looking for it, but I knew exactly where it was. You know, family heirlooms and, you know,
Secrets, family secrets.
family secrets.
There's always those things in your mother's drawer next to her bed that she doesn't want you to see, but when you're alone, you go look at it and...
Because maybe you're curious and you're trying to learn some stuff. I don't know, Ruby. But listen,
I feel like you do know.
I
I feel
learned
like
a-
you know more than you want to say. You know, you still haven't told me your name.
My name's Daisy. Daisy Emerald.
And you said my name is weird? Daisy Emerald.
We all got something unique about us, Ruby.
I mean, sure.
Ruby, I'm coming to you in a time of crisis. You see, my mother, she's fallen ill. She's all out of sorts because she can't find her egg. It's gone missing. And it was really important to her. I don't know what she did with it.
I think we all know what she did with it.
I prefer to pretend like I don't.
Sure, makes
Right.
sense.
It's my mother, you know.
You need a cigarette?
Do I ever? Thank you, beautiful.
You're welcome, beautiful. Who might have wanted to take your mother's jade egg? Seems like an awfully personal thing for somebody to want to acquire.
Well, I didn't tell you who she was. You see, my mother was, well, she still is this person, but she's a little bit of a local celebrity. She's a dancer like me, most famous one in all of Kashigo.
Let's say her name together, because I think I know who you're talking about.
I know it. It's Ellen Emerald. Exactly.
Same last name
We had
as
the
yours.
same last name.
That's how I knew.
Ellen Emerald.
That's how I figured it out.
Exactly.
But that name makes sense to me. It's like two E's and it has a flow to it. Daisy Emerald is like two different worlds. Like,
Oh, now you're gonna come at me about the alliteration. All right, in my time of need.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll always forgive a beautiful woman. Listen, I don't have a lot of money, but maybe my mother, she could put on a special show for you. She's real famous.
Well, I haven't met her yet, so I'm not going to say no.
That's fair. That's really fair. That's really fair.
But I'll say I already feel like I'm in your debt. Watching you
Oh.
swing that mink around.
You like how I just bang it right on
You
the
just
stage.
banged its head like
I
you
just-
didn't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck about this mink, but I give a fuck about this egg. I don't know what she does with it. I'm just afraid that without her egg, my mother will never recover.
All right. I'll take a look.
Well, listen, I'm in the late show. Hope you'll stick around.
She walked backstage and I watched every step she took. And then I waited, even though she had just hired me to work. I wasn't gonna miss that late show. And then by that time I had a lot to drink because it was my birthday. So I fell asleep right there in the burlesque club. I was dreaming about
What does it mean to have a birthday? Why do we celebrate that? It's just the day something came out of somebody's vagina. Like something else might do. Something jade. Something shaped like an egg. I mean, I didn't do anything to be born. Wasn't something I chose to do, wasn't something I had to do any work for. Seems like the kind of thing you should celebrate your mother for, not yourself. You know what I mean? But I couldn't celebrate my mother because she was dead. She died when I was 8 years old. She had been a cigarette girl at one of these strip clubs up the street, owned by the mafia. She had been importing some birth control from France. Guess somebody didn't like it. You know, a lot of people used to import things that you weren't supposed to have when they were importing liquor, when it was illegal. I just paused because I said importing liquor, but it sounded like I said important liquor. And it is important to me, Deanna. It's very important. So I woke up and I decided I'd start by walking down to the Starlight Club. Starlight Club is where Ellen Emerald performed every day from 8 a.m. to 2:08 a.m. 8 a.m. to 2:08 a.m. For a sick woman, she sure looked good. She and the chair were like one body moving together so gracefully. You could tell the years she had put in on that stage. It was 8:02, so there weren't a lot of people there. Except one couple downstage right who kept throwing dollar bills up at her. And then I saw it. The mink move. Well, her daughter had just stolen that move right from her mother. It was like Ellen Emerald should have paid me to figure out who stole her talent. Oh, you're gonna get that glove off, I can tell. You're gonna get that glove off. There it goes. There it goes. Oh. Welcome to my abode. You both live here and work here, don't you, Ellen?
I'm too weak to leave. Once I'm here and made up, I stay and keep myself made up.
Sorry to interrupt since those two are enjoying you so much, but how much they give you?
$300.
That's probably all they have, so now I'll interrupt.
Please. Honestly, I could use a break. I know you can't tell, but I'm a little under the weather.
She coughed a cough. It didn't sound real.
Cough.
It's a pleasure to chat with you.
No. The pleasure is mine, Ruby.
So you know who I am?
I know a girl who gets around, as a girl who also gets around.
We do both get around.
Almost as much as my mink gets around.
But hopefully, not as brutally.
It's true. I hope you don't mind, but I am legally required to continue to dance as we talk.
Sure. Nothing actually I'd enjoy more.
Please just don't let me distract you.
See, the town of Kashigo loved Ellen Emerald so much, they had actually composed a bill and voted it into existence that she had to dance constantly from 8 a.m. to 2:08 every day. I heard you lost something valuable.
I did. My jade egg. But who knows what I use that for?
Everybody knows what you use that for.
Oh, do you?
Why
don't you tell me then? Try not to look at...
I don't want to try not to
Up
look.
here.
Oh, I have to look at your face. How am I going to look at your face now? When you turn around, I can only look at what you're shaking at my face. Listen, who would want to take your jade egg?
Well, as you may or may not be able to tell, I'm a sexual woman with many a lover from all around the world, for I have traveled far. So, could be Frank, could be Hank, could be Ted, could be Ed, could be Bob, could be Maureen.
She listed names for 10 minutes.
But I think the one most likely to want that delicious jade egg of mine is William. He was a freak, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. I'm having a hard time concentrating. Tell me a little bit more about William.
Oh, William was a businessman. He traveled as well. Told me he'd take me all over the world. Said he'd make me a star in Paris. Paris! That is in France. But he lied. He lied. Finally. Just drives me crazy when I'm working and I can't get my finger out of my glove. Ooh.
She worked herself up into a bit of a frenzy. She started crying and dancing at the same time. It's the kind of sight you never really want to see.
Oh, Ruby.
The couple not only left, they asked for their $2 back before they walked out the
Once you
door.
throw it on the stage, it's mine. It's Eleanor Emerald. You think you get your money back? You get what you paid for.
Where can I find this William?
Last time I heard, he was a lawyer. Big shot lawyer. Making money and lies. One more finger, Ruby. One more finger. Honestly, half of my job is doing this.
I'm not going anywhere until you get, there it is. Okay, that finger. That finger out of that glove.
Ruby, I don't normally do that move. But for you. Oh. Many thanks. Many thanks. Oh, Ruby.
Well, look, I don't want to cramp your style. People are starting to pour in now that it's 8:30 a.m.
I know. It's gonna get quite busy for me.
I'm going to go down to the law firm.
All right, if you see William, give him a French kiss for me, and he'll know what that means.
Fair enough. I left her there, her tongue wagging around. As if I didn't know what a French kiss was. There's a lot of things this mother and daughter thought people didn't know about. That maybe we don't talk about, but we know about. Kashigo really only has one law firm in town. So I walked in, asked the receptionist where I might find William. Luckily, there was only one William.
He's right in there. There's just the one. Go for it.
I found him there at his desk. Afternoon. Or good morning. Whatever it is.
Can be whatever you want it to be.
Hey, I saw something on my way in. I was just wondering if you didn't mind if I made myself a drink from your bar over here?
You go right ahead. I'll make a drink from your bar, and you make a drink from my bar.
Okay, great. You law firms have a lot of money to spend.
Need a little help there? Let me help a lady here.
Oh, thank you.
A little support. Yep, all right. Oh, wow. Yeah. So what kind of legal trouble you in?
We locked eyes, and I immediately knew why he had this effect on people. It was like his eyes burned right through my pupil, like back through the optic nerve into my brain, down back through my vertebrae, into my lower coccyx, and then around the front, back up to my lips. And all I wanted was his lips on mine. Sorry, you asked me a question?
Say you look like you're in some legal trouble.
Yeah. I need a lawyer. I heard you were the best. I was sent here by someone who asked me to give you this.
So you've seen Ellen?
She told me you'd know what that means.
Oh, I know what that means.
I don't know the message. I only knew the delivery method.
Sorry, lawyer-client confidentiality. I got it.
I was glad to see I was having as much effect on him as he was having on me.
Confidentiality.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It's one of our tenets here.
Yeah.
Keep everything confidential. Confidential.
Confidentiality.
Yeah.
So listen, what you smelling that for?
Just making sure it's the good stuff.
It is. I distilled that under my desk. Make all my own whiskey. It's all I can afford.
Do that
But
under
this
your
is
desk.
the good stuff. Oh, cheers. I love a man that can anticipate my needs.
So you do that under your desk. What do you do on your desk?
I do all kinds of things on my desk. What do you do on your desk?
Legal trouble.
You make legal trouble or you fix it?
We get in it. We get out of it.
Get all around it, get in it, out of it, upside down it.
And it's all confidential.
Listen, there's something that really turns me on. And I forgot it at home. I was wondering if maybe you had like a jade egg we could play with a little bit.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about now. And I don't know if I like where this is going.
As soon as I asked about the jade egg, all the heat was gone. He was as cold as the wet Kashigo streets. Obviously, you do know what I'm talking about, or else you wouldn't have had such a reaction.
All right, maybe I do. But maybe that's confidentiality.
Look, there's a lot of secrets around here, but what if I told you it's my birthday?
Happy birthday. I'll get you another bottle.
No, I have a bottle. I want a jade egg. I can keep secrets too. I just want to play with it.
You want to play?
I just want to play with it. That's all I want. I just want to see what it's like. I've heard a lot about it. read a lot of material about it. Wanted to see what it was like.
Well, all right. If you promise. You know what? Give me $1.
I don't have $1.
I just need $1.
The couple from the club had followed me into the law firm. Thank God, because I really needed that $1.
All right, now I'm your lawyer.
Great. Now we have
now we
client
can be
lawyer
confident.
confidentiality. That is the biggest jade egg I have ever seen.
Are you usually smaller?
I'm sorry, I just got intimidated. And I don't think I've ever been intimidated in my entire life. I always thought a jade egg was about the size of a chicken egg. The one he took out of his drawer was the size of an ostrich egg. But I guess it made a lot of sense because Ellen was a professional. Wow, that's impressive. Is that real jade?
I think so.
Must have cost a pretty penny. Has benefits to be a lawyer, doesn't it?
Sure does.
It's got a little lipstick on there. Well, let's see how this thing works. I'm sorry, I'm just like, I don't think I've ever been this giddy in my entire life. It's like excited and scared at the same time. But scared in like a about to jump off a cliff kind of way. A cliff that you want to jump off because there's beautiful green waters underneath that are so deep that you could.
You away.
I didn't want to get swept away. I just wanted to jump safely to the bottom.
All right. Swept away to the shore, to safety.
Oh.
You do it again. Keep
Yes.
doing the ride.
Do
over
it
and
again
over.
and again and again.
I gotta be honest though, I never did find out what she does with this thing.
You gotta be kidding me. Everybody, all right. Well, I'm just gonna take it then. Can you put it back in the box? Thanks. I'm just gonna practice by myself first. I think that feels safer and more appropriate for me. This egg is something you gotta work your way up to. I know you don't understand what I mean because you have no idea what I'm about to do with this.
No idea. No idea at all.
Well, you can keep that.
All right, you keep that.
I will. Hey, just one more message from Ellen before I go. We kissed for a while, French style. That means lots of tongue. But you knew that. Everybody knows that. I didn't know whether or not to believe him when he said he didn't know what she did with it. You believe him? No? What about you? No. Wow. You believe him even less than she believes him. Wow, your arms are crossed, you're kind of angry about it. Jeez, I thought maybe he meant it, but you two are so sure. Maybe I was naive. But I went back. I went back to the Starlight Lounge. And what was there in the middle of the stage? It was what was left of Ellen Emerald. She stumbled out and then she immediately died.
My aim.
For some reason, that couple threw more dollars up on the stage. Maybe they didn't think her death was real. Maybe it's just a tribute to who she was. When I'd first come in, I didn't believe that she was sick. I thought it was some kind of ruse. And I thought, when I saw her there dead, maybe she was sick. And then I saw the bullet hole on her side. It was like right here, and the blood was just trickling down like this. It was just going all the way down, all the way all over her body. All the blood everywhere, all of it. I put my hand in it, smushed it all around, just to make sure it was real. It was.
Ruby, what do you got yourself into here?
Rick,
Hey, Ruby.
how are you?
Oh, I'm good, good. Just working the job. Heard there was a shooting.
There was, Rick. There was a shooting on today of all days.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way, on your anniversary.
Kind of. It's kind of my anniversary. It's an anniversary of something.
Yeah, well, it looks like we got something happening down here.
Deanna, have you ever loved somebody so hard that anytime they walk into the room, it's like all of the air has been sucked out and you're just floating in outer space, spinning and spinning and spinning?
Oh, yes.
Wow, lucky guy. As long as you meant him.
Ruby, it looks like someone's been touching the bullet hole.
Yeah, Rick, look at all the blood. Like, I've never seen a bullet hole where the blood has gone in so many directions.
It's the weirdest splatter pattern I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of weird splatter patterns.
What do you think it means?
I think that means someone's been tampering with the evidence.
Well, I put my hands all over her. So that would be, I mean, look.
Yeah, I did just put my finger in the hole.
You did too.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to blame you if anyone else asks. And you'll take it for
Oh,
me.
come on, Ruby, don't do that again.
Rick, you're always tampering with the evidence.
I know, but that's just, so I can make my case. It's hard being a cop. Sometimes you gotta, make it look good. And I do make things look good.
You definitely make things look good, Rick. Especially the way your badge just dangles, barely holding on to that hat. Sparkles every time you talk.
It's like I uphold the law, but I'm loose about it.
Listen, Rick, I just came back to give her this thing that she lost. It's a jade egg. I am sure you have no idea what people do with this.
Looks like a paperweight.
Sure, that sounds good, Rick. But maybe if we solve this case together, Rick, maybe I can show you some other things people can do with this.
Weird pipes right from the filming.
What's really weird is that Emerald Audience has not left despite her dying right here.
Folks, she will not be getting back up. This is the end of the show. Enjoy your drinks.
Rick, I think there's something fishy going on.
Oh, Ruby, I knew I'd find you here. You've seen what happened to my poor mother. Did you find that egg?
She came walking in with a mourning veil over her face. How did she know her mother was already dead?
Did
It's
someone
very
rub her hands
suspicious.
all over my mother's bod? It's
I
fine.
did that.
Oh, okay.
Not only was that suspicious, but when we first talked, do you remember? She talked about her mother in past tense, didn't she? As if maybe this wasn't her mother at all. Is it?
Did you find that egg, Ruby? You know, I got a shift at the Starlight Lounge today. Someone's got a cover for her.
Cover for her.
Well, yeah, she's not dancing no more.
But you're not her daughter, are you? Daisy Emerald. I knew there was something fundamentally disturbing about your name.
Okay, Ruby Rocket.
My name makes a lot of sense. It rolls right off the tongue.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about or where you get off accusing me of anything. I got my own signature moves and I can be a star. I just know it. I can be a big star, better than her. Better than her, she ever was. Look, people think this is really sexy.
And you just wanted me to find this jade egg for you.
I do know what she did with it.
You do know.
It made her a star.
And you want to do that same exact thing with the same exact egg. And make yourself a star.
Make
Here,
myself a star. That's what I'm gonna do with that egg. I'm gonna be a star no matter what it takes. But I
Rick.
need that egg, Ruby.
I'm
You
not
better
giving
give
you
it to
this
me.
egg. I'm not giving you this egg.
Give me that egg.
Rick, arrest her.
You gonna do anything?
I don't have a lot to go on, but you are under arrest.
But just then, she pulled Rick's gun out from his belt.
No!
Because Rick is a terrible cop.
It wasn't even attached to the hole. You kind of handed it to me just now. Listen, I'm gonna be a big star no matter what it takes. I don't need you or you. Kind of need that egg, but I'll figure it out, all right?
Well, it's
I'm
right
gonna be
here.
a star.
And you have a gun, and I have the egg.
Give me that egg, Ruby. Don't make me do this. You're a real beautiful lady. No, not the egg. Not the egg, Ruby.
Yeah, I shot Rick. And I shot Daisy. And I shot the egg. And I shot myself in the foot. And just for good measure, I shot Ellen Emerald one last time. Right in the same hole where that first one went. It was a real mess. Rick? You gonna make it, Rick?
I think I'm gonna be okay.
Don't die, Rick.
I would never die on your birthday, Ruby.
What did you say?
I said I would never die on your birthday.
It is my birthday.
How did I know that?
How did you know that, Rick? You've never known that before. But you remembered. You remembered right here, the stage of the Starlight Lounge, with a bullet hole in your shoulder, dead people everywhere.
I think it was just all the blood finally started rushing out of my head. Cleared it up a little bit.
We gotta get you to the hospital.
Okay. I was maybe,
What, you okay? What?
I missed my gun.
Your gun
I
is.
missed my gun.
Yes, she took your gun, Rick. We're gonna have to explain that. I'll help you write your excuses to the captain.
Thanks.
You're never supposed to let somebody get your gun off of you, Rick.
You're the only one who can get my gun off.
I wish that was true. But oh, I see. I get what you're saying. What happened to us, Rick? We used to get each other's guns off all the time. Why can't we do that anymore?
You know how it is. Do you know how
No, I don't. I don't know why. Tell me, Rick.
It's the job. Captain said I can't spend time with stupid private dicks.
I'm not stupid and I don't have a dick. But everything we do, we can keep private, Rick.
Maybe that will be all right.
Just then, the owner of the Starlight Lounge came in, screaming and yelling because we had made such a mess. And he was afraid some of the audience, which still had not left, might start leaving.
Hey,
soon.
what are you doing in my lounge? They're not gonna keep throwing the dollars on the stage when there's bodies everywhere. You clean this up right now.
I gotta clean it up?
Well, yeah. You're a detective, right? That's what detectives do. They make messes disappear.
I'll get rid of this mess, but if you want, it's 4 p.m. I can dance till 2 a.m. if that's what you want.
You can be a star, Ruby. I just know it. Go on, grab that mink and bang it on the stage. The people love it.
I'll do it just for you.
Dance, beautiful.
I started to dance. Rick started throwing money at me. It was covered in blood because he kept his wallet on the same shoulder that he got shot. Oh, I shot the mink. When I hit it with I hit Rick's gun with it.
That's gonna be more paperwork, Ruby.
Sorry, Rick. But I could see why they like dancing that way so much. When I pounded that mink against the stage, I felt like everything that ever made me angry in my whole life just poured out from my heart, through my arm, back up and down my shoulder, into my spine, down to my sciatica, and then up through my artery, back into my hand, and then out the mink. And there was just such an incredible release to feel that pain and that anger again, but then release it into the world. Do you know what I mean? So I took that egg, I brought it home. I spent a little time with it. And if you like the story, maybe you and I can figure out what people actually do with a jade egg. Did you like my story? Does he have to come? I'm kidding, I like you. That was the story of the missing jade egg. Give it up, please, for Nate Smith! Audrey Butler, Maddie Thompson, Knut Nordum on the keys. John Kim doing all these beautiful visuals in the background. Philip on lights and sound, and Mila doing the video. And please give a round of applause for the staff here at Jerry's Comedy Theater. just for Ruby Rocket. Thank you so much for doing that. We will be doing 2 more of these the last Friday of the month in what's coming up, April and May. And then we're going to be doing Ruby Rocket in 7 cities across Europe. It's going to be amazing. And this is Maddie's first time in a Ruby Rocket. And Audrey and Nate's second time. And it's a show I love to do wherever I go. I play with local improvisers, often people I've met just right backstage before we do the show. And it's, there's something about it that makes you feel intimate to people right away. John, did you grab those comic books or no? Oh, okay. Well, there's a comic book, there's some t-shirts, there's some other items for sale that help fund us on our trip to Europe. And also when we get back, we'll be doing Ruby Rocket here all the time. Please follow us on Instagram. We're going to be starting Patreon. But there is a beautiful comic book by Sam Neiman. It was derived from a show, written into a script, and he's an incredible artist. There's also Ruby Rockets on the Curious Comedy YouTube page. And if you look on YouTube for the cartoon that started it all, it's called Ruby Rocket Private Eye. It's a 3-minute animated short. That was the beginning of the character. So please keep in touch. I should have an email list, but I don't. Carrie, do you have a piece of paper? Great. If you want to give your email to Carrie, write it down for me. I'll keep you in the loop of all the adventures of Ruby Rocket and all the different ways we'll be releasing podcasts from all of our shows. So please keep in touch with us. And I just want to thank you all for playing with me again. And thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Would you like to answer that? You're gonna go to the bar. Okay.
That was